Beneath Florida's flat surface lies a hidden staircase of ancient ridges and shorelines, built by a rising and falling sea. This is Volusia County, revealed foot by foot in LiDAR. Across nearly 1,300 square miles, most of Volusia lies low, hugging the river and the wetlands. Only a thin sliver climbs above 85 feet, the crests of its ancient ridges. Watch the whole of Volusia County breathe. As the surface rises and falls, the land fills from its lowest ground upward, then drains back down, and each time, the same hidden architecture appears. At the bottom are the Blues, the St. Johns River Valley threading north through the western county, and the coastal lagoons and wet flatwoods along the Atlantic. These lowlands claim nearly a third of the county in the first 20 feet alone. As the plain climbs, broad flat platforms emerge one after another. The marine terraces, each is an ancient sea floor, planed dead flat by waves when the ocean stood higher than it does today, then stranded as the sea withdrew. The elevations flashing on screen mark them: the Pamlico shoreline near 27 feet, the Talbot near 42, and the Penholloway Terrace, stepping up toward 70. They are the county's staircase to the sea, read from the bottom up. Standing above every terrace are two long highlands that never drown. To the west rises the DeLand Ridge, an inland belt of relic dune and marine sands carrying the highest interior ground. To the east stands the Rima Ridge, part of the Atlantic Coastal Ridge, a stranded shoreline paralleling the modern coast. Between them, the terraces descend, step by step, into the broad, wet valley. Watch the rhythm a few times, and the whole coastal history of Florida comes into focus. Sea level itself. Now we climb to the very top of the DeLand Ridge, the highest ground in the county. The surface holds its color here long after the terraces below have filled, because these crests rise into the 90s, with a few knolls beyond 130 feet. This is clean, deep dune sand, stacked during ancient high seas and never buried since. The city of DeLand sits on this crest, and the Saddlebrook site rides its western flank. Rain that falls here doesn't run off. It sinks straight down through the sand into the cavernous limestone below, recharging the aquifer that feeds Blue Spring and De Leon Springs. As we pull back, the ridge shows its true shape: a long, narrow spine, flanked by lower terraces stepping away on both sides. Now look east, to the coastal side. A dark, branching valley cuts inland through the higher ground. The incision of Spruce Creek, one of the few drainages sharp enough to carve clean through the Atlantic coastal ridge. Its tidal channel reaches back from the lagoon, notching the ridge and draining the flatwoods behind it. Where the creek has cut, the ancient shoreline is breached. Where it has not, the ridge stands unbroken. Now we return west, tight on the DeLand Ridge itself, a thin sliver of the highest, driest, best-drained land in Volusia. Everything this animation has shown depends on that narrow band. It is the county's water tower, gathering rain and sending it down to the springs. Now watch the entire county ignite. Against the black of the night map, the surface renders upward in a wave of electric color. Deep blues flooding the St. Johns Valley and the coast, then greens and golds sweeping across the terraces, then hot reds and pinks blazing along the ridge crests as the neon contour races upward through the land. It is the whole of Volusia, drawn in light, 1 foot of elevation at a time. And then it falls. The color drains back down the staircase, ridges dimming first, terraces going dark in reverse order, until only the rivers and lagoons still glow at the bottom. Up and down, again and again, the county breathes in color. But this is no light show. Every hue is a true elevation. Every band an ancient shoreline, every glowing ridge a dune the sea left standing. The blues are today's water. The greens and yellows are the drowned coastal plains of ages past. The fiery reds are the oldest, highest ground. The Deland Ridge inland and the Rima Ridge on the coast, blazing above it all. Watch the rhythm and you are watching a million years of rising and falling seas, compressed into seconds. This is what LiDAR reveals that the eye never could. Beneath Florida's flat green surface lies a vivid electric architecture of shorelines and ridges, the hidden skeleton of the land, lit up from the lowest water to the highest sand. Now let's see the same land 3 different ways. First, on the retro map, the elevation drapes over a soft classic backdrop, and the terraces read as quiet tonal steps, the ridges as gentle swells. It feels like an old survey sheet brought to life. Then we switch to satellite, and the model settles onto the real ground. Zoom in, and the story is confirmed in the aerial view. The Deland Ridge is where the roads and rooftops cluster on high, dry sand, while the dark greens of the flat woods and river swamp fill the low terraces around them. Here you can see the ancient shorelines lining up with real features: the developed spine, the wet lowlands, the coastal lagoon behind the barrier. Ground truth and elevation, laid one over the other. And then, back to the night map, where the colors truly pop. Against the black, every band separates cleanly. The electric blues of the water, the greens and golds of the terraces, the blazing reds of the ridge crests. What the satellite shows as subtle shifts in vegetation and pavement, the night map turns into pure, glowing elevation. Same county, same LiDAR, 3 lenses, the retro for feel, the satellite for proof, the night map for clarity. Together they show not just where the high ground is, but why it matters. The ridges you see lit in red are the same ones carrying homes, roads, and the recharge that feeds the springs below.